Hi, it's Marieta. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I'm going to cover travel ban update, and also I'm going to talk about the US Embassy reopening because this is frequently asked question you guys are asking me these days. So let's get started. Coming up. All right, so first things first, the recent travel ban confusion, because as you remember, President Trump canceled and he actually lifted that travel ban from Europe. And he announced while he was still in office that he is canceling the ban, and that ban was obviously concerning European countries. It was concerning countries from Schengen zone. It was concerning also Brazil as well, and so on. This ban was lifted by previous President Trump. However, immediately there was reaction to it that from Biden administration that they will not allow this ban to be lifted, and so that ban lift was to be in effect on January 26th, because that's the day when there are new rules. When you want to enter to US on January 26th, you have to show a test that is negative PCR test, and also you will be required to be in quarantine for 14 days. So this was overlapping with that lift of that European travel ban, but we know that Biden administration is not planning on canceling this travel ban from Europe, and so right now we have to wait for the Biden administration to clarify this. So if you are from Europe and you are wondering if you can fly now, the travel ban is not yet lifted. So I would not advise you to fly because again, I would recommend to wait and clear this confusion. Moving on, next step that I do want to cover today is that Muslim ban. What is that about? That's the travel ban. Sometimes people confuse the European travel ban with the immigration travel ban and also this Muslim ban. So this Muslim ban was actually revoked by executive order that was signed by by President Biden actually. And this is talking about the proclamation on ending discriminatory bans on entry to the US. So this was actually issued on January 20th, 2021. And it talks about, I'm just going to give you the brief overview. This executive order issued by President Biden is revoking executive order number 13780, proclamation 9645, 9723, and 9983. So these proclamations are revoked by this particular executive order that was signed by actually the first day when he was inaugurated, which was January 20th. So let's break it down, guys. Let's talk about what is this Presidential Proclamation 9645 about and Presidential Proclamation 9983. So these are actually the proclamations that are issuing a ban for certain countries such as Burma, Eritrea, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Libya, Nigeria, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Tanzania, Venezuela, and Yemen. So these countries were part of this proclamation, and basically if you are from these countries, you were restricted issuance of visas whatsoever. All these visas were restricted, and obviously I'm going to be linking actually below this video this link, so you guys go ahead and check it out. For example, let me give you example as Yemen country. No B1, no B2, and no B1/B2 visa were issued, right? So this was concerning, for example, non-immigrant visa, but there is also immigrant and diversity visas, and so basically all these countries were just banned to enter the US, period. So this is called that, this particular proclamation is called the Muslim travel ban, and it was revoked by the new executive order that was signed by President Biden. So that being said, if you're from these countries, you will be able to now apply for your visa and you will be able to enter the United States in 2021. So again, you can check it out. I'm going to be linking this particular proclamation if you need clarification below this video. So that's that. Now, many of you guys are actually asking me if the proclamation 10014, which is the suspension of entry of immigrants who present a risk to United States labor market during economic recovery following the 2019 novel coronavirus outbreak, which was issued initially on April 22nd, 2020, is still in place? And guys, the answer is yes, it is in place. This was issued by President Donald Trump, previous president, and he actually did the extension. I made a video, I will be linking the video here for you. Check out that extension information. He extended this particular proclamation because it was gonna expire end of 2020. He extended this particular proclamation till end of March 2021. So this is usually this particular proclamation is concerning, for example, L visas, H visas, right, H-1B visas, and other certain immigrant and non-immigrant visas, because they are bringing, and it looks like that you are a danger to the labor market, because the market is obviously influenced by the COVID-19, and they want to make sure that you're not stealing any jobs. So this was really protection for the labor market. So it's really suspending and limiting entry on certain visas. But if you back then had that visa issued already in your passport, you were able to enter the country. But if you were not having issued visa in your passport and you were seeking the visa stamp in your passport through the US consulate, you were not able to obtain it, and you still cannot obtain it as of now, right? So again, I'm going to be linking this proclamation again below, because many of you are asking me if this proclamation was cancelled by any of the executive order that President Biden actually issued on the first day in office, and the question is no, it was not cancelled. This particular proclamation 10014, suspension of entry of immigrant who present a risk to that labor market, is still on. Okay, so that being said, what I will do in my next video, I'm gonna do a separate video on just H-1B visas, because there are also news coming out, positive news actually, so you want to stay tuned for that video where I will break down everything when it comes to H-1B visas. But let me continue here, because I also want to cover the US Embassy reopening update. So let's go back to that proclamation issued on January 20th, 2021. Again, this proclamation is called Proclamation on Ending Discriminatory Bans on Entry to United States. Now guys, as you are all aware, the US Embassy around the world, these US embassies were reopening on post-by-post basis, which is very uncertain information, because every country has different conditions, right? But significant backlogs were and still are in place because of these different embassies just stopped issuing visas, and they were only providing limited visa services. And as a result, there are significant backlogs as of now. So part of this executive order, Proclamation on Ending Discriminatory Bans on Entry to United States, issued on January 20th, is this. Section 2, Resumption of Visa Processing and Clearing the Backlog of Cases in Waiver Processing. The Secretary of State shall direct all embassies and consulates consistent with applicable law and visa processing procedures, including any related to coronavirus disease 2019, to resume visa processing in a manner consistent with revocation of the executive order and proclamations specified in section 1 of this proclamation. So this actually, guys, means that issuance of visas that I'm already mentioned in that first part of this video, which was basically the Muslim ban, right? Now the President Biden is directing these US embassies to start immediately resumption of visa processing and clearing the backlog cases. However, here comes the thing, because I watched some of the videos available on YouTube channel, there are misconceptions. I just want to clear the confusion. Just because he announced that he is actually directing Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State shall direct all embassies and consulates to start issuing visa, clearing the backlogs, doesn't mean that all the visas suddenly they will be issued. Because the proclamation, specifically proclamation you guys asked me about, the proclamation 114 is still in place. So for example, even if they have direction now to actually clear the backlogs and start processing and issuing visas, that doesn't necessarily mean that all the visas, including L visas, H visas, will be suddenly issued. No, that doesn't mean that. Also, if you're coming from a European Union, the travel ban is still in place till 26, and then I bet you that it's going to be extended or it's going to be modified in some way. It might even get worse than it used to be, right? The rule is that I would wait. My suggestion is I would wait till 26th of January, and then I'm gonna give you update, obviously, but understand that just because there is announcement like that within the executive order issued by President Biden, that does not necessarily mean that all the visas suddenly will be issued. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's green light for all the embassies. No, you have to understand the context, right? So don't think just because you read this that every single visas will be issued and all the routine visa services will be in place now. Okay. Now, the next is within 45 days of the day of this proclamation, Secretary of State shall provide to the President a report that includes the following elements: the number of visas applicants who were being considered for a waiver of restriction under Proclamation 9645, which is the Muslim ban; a proposal to ensure that individuals whose immigrant visa applications were denied on the basis of the suspension and restriction on entry imposed on Proclamation, again the Muslim ban, might have their application reconsidered. This proposal shall consider whether to reopen immigrant visa applications that were denied due to the suspension. Again, we're talking about the Muslim ban here. A plan to ensure that visa applicants are not prejudiced as a result of a previous visa denial due to the suspension and restriction. Again, we're talking Muslim ban. Okay, number 3 is Section 3, review of information sharing relationships and plan to strengthen partnerships. Within 120 days of the date of this proclamation, Secretary of State and Secretary of Homeland Security shall provide to the President a report consisting of following. Okay, I'm not going to go into all the depth here. However, you got the point. Muslim ban, travel ban lifted. The European travel ban is still on, even though there were discussions about lifting the European travel ban. When it comes to H visas, L visas, the other, I call it immigration ban, it's still on till end of March. Until further notice, and I will definitely update you. And in my next video, I'm going to cover H-1B visas news, which we have a lot of news going on. Recently, I made a video on 10 days of President Biden in office, what to expect. Check out that video. I will be linking that video here for you. I also made a video about that recent immigration bill, the Citizenship Act 2021. Check it out. Very interesting information, especially for those who are undocumented in the United States. And lastly, I made a video for DV visa lottery, people who are interested to apply for DV visa lottery, because many of you are asking me. There is your answer. Check out that video. It's all recent videos I posted. So meanwhile, stay tuned for my upcoming video regarding H-1B, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.